Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. This is the final chapter of this version of this Seaboard Central, and this will be the last video filmed of this layout, because as soon as this video is over with, the layout is going to start being taken down. So I just wanted to document the layout in its final stage. And I'll pan around the layout room. The layout itself sits in 11 foot 9 inch wide by 23 feet 9 inch wide room. And it's an around the walls layout with the center peninsula. The backdrops are by tracksideScenery.com. The DCC system is powered by NCE. And I used the proto throttle from Iowa Scale Engineering to run the trains. Also, the opening through the wall right there goes to a staging yard, 12.5 foot long, 1 foot wide staging yard with 4 tracks to represent offline cars going offline, interchange, and beyond. So this layout has been a really good learning tool for me. I've learned a lot over the years that I started building this layout, and I'm going to use everything I've learned to make the next layout even better. So as you enter the layout through the doorway here, there's a lift out section that can be removed. And having that curve right there on that lift out has been a real source of headaches. So if I ever have any more lift outs in a future layout, there won't be any curves. It'll all be straight track to keep everything nice and straight to eliminate derailments. Here's a wedding scene on the layout. We wanted to depict this scene because me and my wife Katja had an outdoor wedding, and this laser art wood craftsman kit was real fun to build, and since then I've built a number of wooden kits. If you haven't tackled one, I'd encourage you to. For me, they're a lot funner to build than a plastic kit. Here's some more scenes from the layout. This is basically a storage track where I store maintenance away equipment. And also the original Seaboard Central unit, which is stored on the deadline. And I keep this one for sentimental reasons because it has the number 1990, which is the year that I came up with the idea for the Seaboard Central. Here's the engine house that I built from Pike Stuff kits. Also serves as a car repair shop as well. There's a rip track in the back. Here's the fuel pad. Got 3 tracks that we can fuel and service engines on. And there's one track called the sand track where we get sand hoppers and also a carload of diesel fuel oil. You see some Seaboard Central engines and various paint jobs. Seaboard Central has to be pretty inventive, and also they will often patch out engines for the Seaboard Central, so you can recognize their former owners. Here's an ethanol unloading facility. So just another industry that added a lot of interest to the scene. Really like how this one turned out. This next area is a wood scene and a swamp scene. Tried to depict this area of Georgia where the Seaboard Central exists. A lot of trees, a lot of growth. Most of those trees are JTT trees, but there's also some Scenic Express and Woodland Scenic trees as well. This row of houses are all wood craftsman's kits. Most of them are laser art kits. And you can also see my road work here. This just depicts a rundown area along the side of the tracks. And here's a garage where they do some auto repair. And this garage is actually modeled after a scene from where the layout really exists. Here's another kit bash structure. And both those structures, this one and the car repair facility, were modeled after structures found in this area of Griffin, Georgia, where the layout is modeled. Here's some more scenes from the layout. The main line splits the yard here at Griffin. On one side you have North Yard, and on the other side you have South Yard. And here in the foreground is Blaze Metals and Recycling. The 4 tracks next to the aisle are the South Yard tracks, and the tracks next to the backdrop are the North Yard tracks. Here's the yard office, and also home of the Maintenance Away folks. In the background, you see AEP Industries, which receives tank cars of soybean oil and chemicals, and also plastic pellets. And they make plastic shrink wrap for the food industry. Also, you see a gun spotted with ties, and that's a team track for the local track supervisor. These structures representing downtown Griffin. Most of them are woodland scenics, but there's a couple of author structures as well. I really like the downtown scenes on layouts. They add a lot of visual interest. So the newest part of the layout is the Peninsula Section. And this section will actually be the beginnings of the brand new Seaboard Central. So at least I'll have a layout to start out with. And here you're looking at Argos Cement Facility. That's the first industry you see. This Peninsula Section is a whole new level of construction for me. And I really like how it turned out, and it's the way I'm going forward. The Peninsula Section is 16 feet long, consisting of 4 4-foot modules, 2 foot wide. And it's made from 3/4 inch birch plywood. There's a bump out, which is planned for the future connection for the next layout. So we'll finish this out by watching the final train run on this version of the Seaboard Central. I want to appreciate all the subscribers that subscribe to this channel. And I hope if you're not a subscriber, you'll consider subscribing to see what the future Seaboard Central looks like. And don't worry, I plan to keep the updates coming, and there's some exciting changes coming for the next Seaboard Central. So I hope you'll enjoy this real fan action. And until then, I'll see you next time on the Seaboard Central.